Our bodies need salt, right? So whether that's sodium for the purposes of uptake through digestive process, for cellular fluid, or even maybe to transmit the messages between nerves and muscles. But what kind of salt? You have your pink salt, your Himalayan pink salt, you have your standard white tabled salt that most people consume on a daily basis, or maybe even stuff like Peruvian salt. There's so many different options. And so I'm Dr. Joel Feeman, and today I'm here with Sabrina, and we're gonna be talking with you about different types of salt and the effects that has on your body.
So it's no secret that our bodies do need salt to be able to function. You know, there's such thing as too much salt, maybe too little salt. That's a whole other subject for another time. So today we want to dig into what types of salt we need.
So here are a few reasons why maybe table salt and even a lot of the pink salts that you see on the market today are not the best of options. First off, let's talk about your standard iodized table salt, okay? So that's what you're gonna find in most households, or most people use, most restaurants and so forth. The problem with this, in part, is the fact that it's highly processed. As it goes through this processing, it's designed to basically take all the impurities out. Well, these impurities, as we know, are many of the trace minerals that our bodies actually need. And so once it's going through this chemical bath, so to speak, you're now left with 99% of the sodium chloride, which is definitely not in a natural form.
And then on top of that, you know, Doc, they're adding in things like aluminum hydroxide that's preventing the clumping. So you can just pour that table salt out and it easily pours out because of the additives. And then another thing that's added into that table salt is iodine. We know that iodine is good for us, but they artificially add it into these products. So we'll talk about why that's not good. In addition, the way that they're getting this salt is by blowing up the rocks with dynamite. And that doesn't sound good to me.
So Himalayan pink salt used to be the best option, okay? And the problem with it now, not that we want to keep pointing out problems, but most Himalayan pink salt is not even now from the Himalayan mountains. It's from 300 miles away. And so the benefits of having Himalayan pink salt now don't necessarily exist. So it's not that the salt's necessarily bad for you. It's just you're not getting what you're told that you're getting because it's from Pakistan. So if you do consume or are looking for Himalayan pink salt, just make sure you have a good source and do your research, because you want to make sure you're getting real Himalayan salt if that's what you're after.
So what does all this do to our body? The high balance of sodium chloride in table salt makes it extremely easy for one to exceed the daily intake limit. This could lead to hypertension, heart attacks, and many other cardiovascular issues.
Then, if that's not bad enough, sodium chloride has also been shown to contribute to things like cellulite, rheumatism, arthritis, gout, kidney stones, gallstones.
The aluminum hydroxide that I spoke of earlier actually deposits into our brain and can lead to Alzheimer's.
So we need iodine, which is why they would add that to table salt, right? The problem is that salt is no longer a good, healthy source for iodine. And so now that it's made the way that it is and how they process, it's actually more toxic to the body and can cause a host of other health issues.
So touching on the Himalayan salt again, nowadays whenever you buy it, it's made of 96% sodium chloride and then 4% other trace minerals, which is just ultimately too much sodium chloride.
So what else can you do if you're not going to use the table salt, or even you have a poor quality of Himalayan salt? Well, find either a better quality of Himalayan pink salt or try Peruvian salt. Now, this may be a lot harder to find, but in the same sense, you won't be disappointed because you're giving your body, once again, the trace minerals that it needs to express health while avoiding all the toxic reasons why you would want to avoid standard table salt.
So Peruvian salt is found high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, 10,000 feet to be exact. And a hypersaline spring flows down from the mountains into these ponds at maras. The salt is then extracted naturally from these ponds by the locals, and locals have actually been working these ponds for thousands of years.
Something also that's nice about the Peruvian salt is the fact that it has naturally occurring sulfur, calcium, potassium, magnesium, manganese, and you don't have to deal with the sodium chloride.
So these naturally occurring trace minerals actually help to prevent anemia, osteoporosis, and stress.
Interestingly, they also create a buffer for the blood sugar levels to be able to help avoid diabetes and even allow diabetics to use less insulin.
So just a reminder with Himalayan pink salt, make sure you're really doing your research and you're looking into where that salt is coming from. Make sure it's actually coming from the Himalayas. As for Peruvian salt, I will say that it is harder to find, but you can find it here in our office.
So if you haven't already done so, make sure you go to our Facebook page, look around, like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and check out our Pinterest as well, because we're always doing things to put the latest pins for the tips and tricks and things that you and your families can do to get healthy and stay healthy. I'm Dr. Joel Feeman, here with Sabrina. Until next time, God bless.